are capable of having KVM virtualization. So LXD uses this technology to start a VM inside the runner itself, and we basically like it's a full-fledged Ubuntu container, Ubuntu running Ubuntu 24 or LTS or Ubuntu 22.04 LTS, whatever it is. It's full-fledged running GUI. So we just use that and fire up our Snap and get it working. So next up is how does it work? As I said before, we use LXD to create and launch an Ubuntu VM and Ubuntu desktop VM, and we prepare the DE, I mean the desktop ELI. For example, when you start a fresh session of GNOME or KDE or whatever desktop you're using, you get a lot of wizards for pre-setups, user setups, etc. We try to skip those parts using pre-configured configs and things like that, and then we also use some wrapper scripts that's called GhVM control runner. It's to use systemd to run the stuff that we need in like without any kind of without any kind of connection or without any kind of access to the VM directly. We use these runners to run commands. We can actually run any commands inside the VM. So we use these scripts to run commands inside the VM, and we allow this command, basically this script allows users to install, run any command, anything inside the VM. And then, well, our process is we take a full screen window capture, we take a screenshot of the complete full screen and the active window. That's the current process, like a very simple process. And how do we use it? As I already told you before, that we at Snapcrafters maintain almost like 50 to 40 to 50 snaps, big snaps that we all regularly maintain. We have to keep eye on all of them. We have to keep a very robust process, because like snaps like GIMP, snaps like OBS Studio have active users of like in half a million, like 500,000 active users. So it's a big number, it's a very big number, and we have to make sure that the snaps are always working. So we have a script, we have a CI script that installs, like the GHVM control script is being snapped, and we install this snap inside the runner, and then this snap fires up the VM inside the runner, and then this snap does all that stuff like installing the snap that we are going to test, and then it takes the necessary screenshots required, the full screen one and the active window one. And then our bot, we have a bot named Snapcrafters bot itself. So that takes that screenshot as the output of the CI pipeline, and it commits it to a repository that we have in GitHub solely for this CI screenshots. So we commit those screenshots in that repo, and we get this thing going. So, well, what was the need of this tool? Like many of you might ask, like, what was the need of this tool? How does this tool helps? So basically, as you might know, that as I've already told you, that we have 30 to 40 snaps. We need to maintain all of them. We cannot just go ahead and install all of them one by one whenever there is a new update. Like a snap, for example, a snap like GIMP doesn't only have GIMP. We have to build a lot of parts of it. We have to build a lot of plugins for it. We have to test all of them. So it, like, all these plugins and all these parts can have updates weekly. So we cannot go ahead and every week we build this new snap and we test it on our bare metal and we get this thing running. So that is where this tool becomes very handy. And the best part of this is that we do not need anything special for this thing. To do this thing, you can do it directly from any runner, be it GitHub, be it GitLab, any kind of CI runner that has KVM virtualization enabled. Like, we have tested this with GitHub runners, but I certainly believe that this can also be run with GitLab runners or any runner, like for example in if Codebarg or any other platform, Gitti, if you want to use, and you have CI runners in this kind of things. And this tool, yes, we are using this for snaps, but this tool is not only for snaps. We can install dep packages, we can install any other formats, anything that is installable, any packaging format this tool can support, because this is basically running commands. This is nothing doing special for snaps or related to the snap ecosystem at all, but we are just using this to help our snap ecosystem. So this is where this tool is very, very handy, and this tool itself is a snap, obviously. So it comes with all the things, all the batteries that it needs to run. So it doesn't need any other special tool, if you call the GitHub CI itself as a special tool. So it doesn't need any special extra tool. And whenever you run this, you run your app, let's say Discord, it's an Electron app, so Electron might often have problems with having blank screens or black screens, this kind of things. Often this kind of glitches show up. So whenever the tool takes a screenshot, we can directly see that, oh yes, this is showing black screen or this is showing a blank screen. That means the snap is not working, and we go ahead and fix it. So this is pretty simple and easy solution to a huge QA process problem. Like we cannot go ahead and maintain all these things, and that is where the next slide comes. Like, why we are using LXD? Well, the biggest thing about LXD here is that firing up the Ubuntu VM, like in a GitHub runner, you have limited resources. You cannot have X amount of RAM, like any amount of RAM you can if you have self-hosted runners. But in the general CI runners that are available to us, the general version that is available for free to everyone, it has limited amount of resources. And LXD, in that regards, it's very efficient and lightweight. So we can launch a complete GUI. Like, imagine we are running a complete GUI inside the runner, and obviously LXD has REST APIs to manage this VM. So if in later points, if we someone want to extend our tool to have more control over the VM, how we launch it, how we run it, or whatever desktop environment we want, if we want to have batteries in that, if we want to have some additional features in that, we can always do that with LXD. And definitely the biggest selling point, I would say the biggest selling point about LXD is that the powerful snapshot and restoration tool. Like, we can easily, like, if a VM gets corrupt during the initialization, we can easily roll back. We can easily have snapshots of the thing. And yeah, it supports, like, LXD supports both containers. Like, we can have LXC for Linux containers and LXD for VMs. So we can have both. Like, for example, if it's a CLI tool, we can just use LXC. We do not have to use LXD. Like, LXD is for VMs and LXC is for the containers, as the name suggests. And definitely the automation and scalability with LXD is always here. So, like, it's pretty simple, pretty easy to do with LXD, and you get to do and you get full complete control of the thing you do within the constrained parameters that we have, within the constrained scenarios that we have limited resources, that we have limited space to work on these things, and LXD does the job quite well. And before I finish, like, I think this is the last slide. Yes, if you have any question, you can shoot. But before I finish, I want to show you a demo about how we use it at Snapcrafters. And so we Snapcrafters have this snap that we maintain called Android Studio. And recently there is an update for Android Studio. And I think there is an issue that this has created. So I want to show you guys that, and I have to show you the complete process that in front of you. I will promote Android Studio to stable, and everyone who is using Android Studio will get the update. So let's come to the issues tab. Is this screen visible to everyone, or should I zoom in a bit? Okay. So you see, this issue was created 2 days ago by our CI bot, and I open this issue right in front of you, and I scroll down and I scroll down. This is the active window screenshot. This is a full screen screenshot. This is the main thing of the Android Studio. So, like, I can clearly see that it's working. Android Studio is running fine. So what I will do is, I will copy this command. This is part of a CI process. I'll copy this command right in front of you. I'll paste it here. I'll comment and give it 2 or 3 seconds. Our bot will fire up. Our bot will react on this issue that I just created. I can also show you the process, I think. So you see, it's already running. And here we should show up. Yeah, see, the bot has already notified about this, and it has called it has called the thing. And until the promotion gets done, I want to show you what's the current status of Android Studio. So the current stable version is 1.2.13, and it has already been promoted. You see, the date is today, 2025, 31st August. That it is promoted right in front of you. So that's the complete whole process that we use at Snapcrafters to automate this whole thing. Pretty simple, pretty easy, nothing to complicate. And I'm sorry, I have to complete this very fast. So that's it from my end. So if you guys have any question, please ask. And obviously the bot has also said that we have following revisions released in the latest stable channel, and you can see it from here to, like, this is the release that is made just right now on 31st August. So if you have any questions, please ask, or you might end this. Yeah, it's done. So if you have any questions from anyone. Yes.
Can we use LXC containers for UI? With some other tool?
Some other tool like.
Maybe like VNC servers and.
Yes, yes, definitely, definitely. You can fire up, like it's a container. It's basically an Ubuntu or any system you want. Like there are images for any other operating system that you want to use. So there are images and tools for everyone. So you can use any of them.